All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Lalema Aneja Dang, and with me is Sunil Verma. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Grah Pravesham of more than 5 lakh beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in Madhya Pradesh today. Prime Minister to address Matwa Dharma Mahamela 2022 in West Bengal to mark 211th birth anniversary of Sri Sri Harichand Thakur this evening. Government accords in principle approval to set up 21 Greenfield airports across the country. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath allocates portfolios to ministers, CM to look after 34 departments including Home and Vigilance. President Ramnath Kovind to felicitate winners of 3rd National Water Awards at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi today. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 183 crore 49 lakh mark. US eases COVID-19 travel rating for India from high risk level to low risk level. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to participate in BIMSTEC ministerial meeting in Colombo today. And in IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans beat Lucknow Super Giants by 5 wickets in Mumbai.
As our nation celebrates the 75th As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news. It will continue till 15th of August this year. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling the question we asked yesterday, Dartavama Renthalei, a member of the Azad Hind Fauj, fought against colonial rule and was captured by the British in 1944 but was later released from Lucknow jail following the intervention of Mahatma Gandhi. Which Indian state does this valiant freedom fighter hail from? The correct answer is Mizoram. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners from across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Durga Ramdas Katil from Bejai, Mangaluru.
I've been following the All India Radio News for almost a year. So Twitter, I follow it actively. So morning usually I do listen to the news coverage. Provides in detail on the national, international news. Keep up the good work, AAR. Wishing you all the best.
And now, the 66th question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. The books Dipantarera Katha and Amar Korajiban in Bengali are the first-hand accounts of the gruesome colonial atrocities perpetrated by the Britishers on cellular jail inmates. Which freedom fighter wrote these 2 books? Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 8826546262, that is 8826546262, or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. To repeat, Amrit Mahotsav quiz @prasarbharati.gov.in.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in Grah Pravesham of about 5.21 lakh beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in Madhya Pradesh via video conferencing in the afternoon today. He will also address a gathering on the occasion. It has been a constant endeavour of the Prime Minister to provide Pakka house with all basic amenities to every needy family of the country. This marks yet another step in this direction. The implementation of the PMAY Gramin in Madhya Pradesh is witnessing many unique and innovative steps like training thousands of masons, including women, using fly ash bricks, empowering women self-help groups by providing them with loans for centering material and using technology for better execution and monitoring of projects. Here's more from our correspondent.
Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will participate in the state-level program from Chhatarpur district. Under this scheme, all eligible homeless families and families living in Kacha houses will be provided Pakka houses by the year 2024, equipped with all basic facilities. People living in plain areas are provided rupees 1,20,000 per house, while rupees 1,30,000 in integrated action plan for tribal and backward districts. In addition to this, integrated action plans are also being made by linking various schemes in such villages or gram panchayats where more than 100 houses are being built to ensure all-round development of the village through Abhyuday Navachar in the state. Beneficiaries are being encouraged to use fly ash bricks. Self-help groups have also been linked with housing construction work in the state. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Prime Minister will address Matwa Dharma Maha Mela 2022 at Sridham Thakurnagar, Thakurbadi in West Bengal at 4:30 p.m. today through video conferencing on the occasion of 211th birth anniversary of Sri Harichand Thakur. Sri Harichand Thakur ji devoted his life for the cause of betterment of the oppressed, downtrodden and deprived persons in undivided Bengal during the pre-independence era. The social and religious movement started by him originated from Orakandi, which is now in Bangladesh, in 1860 and led to the formation of the Matwa Dharma. Matwa Dharma Maha Mela 2022 is being organized by All India Matwa Mahasangh from today till the 5th of April. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said in February 2019 he had the opportunity to visit Thakurnagar and this is a visit that he will never forget. He said it was very special to get the blessings of Boro Ma Binapani Ma Thakur.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has allocated portfolios to his ministers. He has kept with himself 34 departments, including the Home, Vigilance, Revenue, Information and Appointments. Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya has been given charge of Rural Development, Food Processing, Entertainment Tax and National Integration Developments. Another Deputy Chief Minister, Brajesh Pathak, has been allocated 3 departments, Health, Family Welfare and Child Welfare. More from our correspondent.
UP BJP President Swatantra Dev Singh has been allocated the Jal Shakti and Flood Control, while 9-time MLA Suresh Khanna has been given charge of Finance and Parliamentary Affairs. Former Uttarakhand Governor Baby Rani Maurya has been made Minister for Women's Welfare and Child Nutrition, while bureaucrat turned politician Arvind Sharma has been given charge of Urban Development, Power and Excess Energy Departments. The Public Works Department has been given to Jitin Prasad. Senior BJP leader Surya Pratap Shahi has been made Minister for Agriculture, Lakshmi Narayan Chaudhary, Minister for Sugarcane Development and Sugar Mills, and Dharmpal Singh, Minister for Dairy Development and Minority Welfare. Industrial Development and Export Departments have been allocated to Nand Gopal Gupta Nandi. Sanjay Nishad, leader of Nishad Party, which is ally of BJP, has been given charge of Fisheries, while Ashish Patel, leader of another important ally, Apna Dal, has been given charge of Technical Education Ministry. Police officer turned politician Asim Arun has been given charge of Scheduled Castes and Social Welfare Ministry. The lone Muslim face in the cabinet, Danish Azad Ansari, has been made Minister of State in Minority Welfare. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected members for the 18th Assembly session, which began yesterday, will continue today. Pro Tem Speaker Ramapati Shastri administered the oath to newly elected MLAs yesterday. Being the leader of the House, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was administered the oath first. Leader of Opposition Akhilesh Yadav also took oath as an MLA. The election for the Speaker of the Assembly will take place today.
The BJP has condemned the ruckus in the West Bengal Assembly, blaming the ruling TMC for the scuffle in the State Assembly on Birbhum violence. Senior party leader and Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said it is an attempt to destroy democracy. Talking to reporters outside Parliament, Mr. Naqvi said the people of the state have given their mandate to Trinamool Congress to rectify its past mistakes, but it has failed to do so. On the suspension of BJP legislators, party MP Lokit Chatterjee alleged that the Assembly Speaker took action against the MLAs at the direction of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She claimed that 5 MLAs were injured during the scuffle. Earlier, in a shocking incident, there was a complete pandemonium inside the West Bengal Assembly yesterday as Trinamool Congress and Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs entered into a fight.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Griha Pravesham of more than 5 lakh beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen in Madhya Pradesh today. Prime Minister to address Matua Dharma Mahamela 2022 in West Bengal to mark the 211th birth anniversary of Sri Sri Harichand Thakur this evening. Government accords in principle approval to set up 21 Greenfield airports across the country. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath allocates portfolios to ministers. CM to look after 34 departments including home and vigilance. President Ram Nath Covet to felicitate winners of 3rd National Water Awards at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi today. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 183 crore 49 lakh mark. US eases COVID-19 travel rating for India from high-risk level to low-risk level. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to participate in BIMSTEC ministerial meeting in Colombo today. And in IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans beat Lucknow Super Giants by 5 wickets in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के नए प्रोग्राम अभ्यास में हमारे विशेषज्ञ आपके सवालों का देंगे जवाब। शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। इस बार का विषय है हिस्ट्री। आप इससे जुड़े सवाल व्हाट्सएप करें 9289094044 पर या सवाल ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं। अभ्यास abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर। इतिहास विषय पर आपके प्रश्न हमें 30 मार्च तक मिल जाने चाहिए। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
President Ram Nath Covet will today felicitate the winners of the 3rd National Water Awards at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. During the event, the President will also launch the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain Campaign 2022, which will continue to be implemented till the 30th of November this year. The Ministry of Jal Shakti is giving 57 awards to states, organizations and individuals in 11 different categories, including the best state, the best district, the best village panchayat and the best urban local body. The award winners in different categories will be given a citation, a trophy and a cash prize. Here's more from our correspondent.
Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu will get the first, second and third prize in Best State category. Some of the winners have done exemplary work in the field of water management. The awards are expected to usher in a water conscious in the minds of people of the country and will help in bringing a behavioral change. The National Water Award focuses on good work and efforts made by individual and organizations across the country in attaining the government's vision of Jal Samrid Bharat. The award also provides an occasion for all people and organizations to further cement a strong partnership and people engagement in water resources management activities. The first National Water Award was launched by the Jal Shakti Ministry in 2018. With Anand Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
Government has accorded in principle approval to set up 21 Greenfield airports across the country. This was stated by Minister of State for Civil Aviation, General V.K. Singh, in a written reply to Rajya Sabha yesterday. These airports include Mopa in Goa, Navi Mumbai, Sindhudurg and Shirdi in Maharashtra, Bijapur, Hassan, Kalaburgi and Shimoga in Karnataka, Dabra in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, Kushinagar and Jewar, Noida in Uttar Pradesh. Other states where these airports will come up are Gujarat, Puducherry, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Sikkim, Kerala and Arunachal Pradesh. 8 of these 21 airports have already been operationalized.
The Lok Sabha is scheduled to take up the Chartered Accountants, the Cost and Works Accountants and the Company Secretary's Amendment Bill 2021 today for discussion. In the Rajya Sabha, discussion will continue on the Appropriation Bill 2022 and the Finance Bill 2022. The Upper House is also scheduled to take up the Constitution, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Orders Amendment Bill 2022 today. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 183 crore 49 lakh mark. The Health Ministry said more than 22 lakh 89,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. So far, more than 1 crore and 35 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to 12 to 14 years age group, and over 2 crore 27 lakh precaution doses have been given to categories of beneficiaries.
The US has eased COVID-19 travel rating for India from high risk level to low risk level. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, said last night that it has changed its COVID-19 travel recommendation for India from level 3 to level 1. In a statement, the U.S. State Department said the risk of contracting COVID-19 and developing severe symptoms may be lower if you are fully vaccinated with an FDA-authorized vaccine. The statement asked travelers to review the CDC's specific recommendations for vaccinated and unvaccinated travelers before planning any international travel. While giving key information, the CDC asked people traveling to India to be up to date with COVID-19 vaccinations. CDC uses travel health notices to alert travelers and other audiences to health threats around the world and advise on how to protect themselves.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will today participate in the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation BIMSTEC ministerial meeting in Colombo. The External Affairs Minister is on a visit to Sri Lanka. He held talks with his Sri Lankan counterpart G.L. Paires in Colombo yesterday. They discussed economic recovery, India-Sri Lanka development partnership, mutual security, fishermen's issues and international coordination. After the talks, both ministers witnessed the signing of many agreements. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar called on President Gotabaya Rajapaksa in Colombo and also called on Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa yesterday. Chief of Staff of the French Navy, Admiral Pierre Wandier, is on a visit to India to participate in Maiden Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief HADR-themed Indian Ocean Naval Symposium IONS Maritime Exercise IMEX 22. He was accorded a Guard of Honor at South Block Lawns in New Delhi yesterday. Admiral Wandier also interacted with Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar yesterday. During his visit, Admiral Pierre Wandier will also interact with other high-ranking Government of India officials.
In Pakistan, the opposition has mounted pressure on Prime Minister Imran Khan as leader of the opposition, Shehbaz Sharif, tabled a no-confidence resolution against him in the National Assembly yesterday. The bill was tabled after 161 members of National Assembly, MNAs, voted in favour of bringing the bill. Following the tabling of the motion, Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Qasim Khan Suri, announced the debate on the resolution will begin on the 31st of March and adjourn the session until 4 p.m. on March the 31st. The opposition needs votes from at least 172 lawmakers for the no-trust move to succeed.
Afghanistan's Taliban has instructed all government employees to wear a beard and adhere to a dress code or risk being fired. This is the latest of several new restrictions imposed by the hardline Islamist administration. Representatives from the Ministry for the Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice were patrolling the entrances to government offices yesterday to check that employees were in compliance with the new rules. Employees are being instructed not to shave their beards and to wear local clothing consisting of a long loose top and trousers and a turban. They were also told to ensure they prayed at the correct times. Earlier, the Taliban ordered the country's airlines to stop women from boarding flights unless accompanied by a male relative. The latest restriction on women follows last week's shutdown of all girls' secondary schools just hours after they were allowed to reopen for the first time since the hardline Islamists seized power in August last year. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On the 29th of March 1857, freedom fighter Mangal Pandey created a commotion by appealing to his comrades to oppose the use of greased cartridges. The sergeant major ordered his arrest, but the Indian soldiers refused to carry out the order. It was at this point that Mangal Pandey struck a blow at the sergeant major and wounded him and a lieutenant in a fight. Pandey was immediately surrounded by the guards and other European officers in the presence of the commanding officer, General Hearsay. Sensing that his arrest was inevitable, Mangal Pandey shot himself in the chest. He collapsed, bleeding, but was not fatally wounded. He was arrested and brought to trial. Mangal Pandey was sentenced to death by hanging along with Ishwari Prasad. Mangal Pandey's execution took place on the 8th of April and Ishwari Prasad was executed by hanging on the 21st of April, 1857.
We also remember freedom fighter Lakshman Nayak, who was martyred on the 29th of March 1943. He led the freedom movement in Koraput district of Odisha and organized the tribal people to fight against inhuman practices like bonded labor. The tribal people called him Gandhi of Malkangiri.
Lakshman Naik was born on the 22nd of November 1899 in Malkangiri, Odisha. A member of Bhuyan tribe, Naik was attracted to the national movement and became an active member of the Indian National Congress in 1936. He promoted Khadi and made people aware of the freedom movement. The mass participation of tribals in Koraput took a new dimension in the freedom movement after Congress formed a ministry in 1937. Lakshman Naik took the charge of President of the Congress Primary Committee in Koraput in 1942. He also managed to mobilize the tribal people for various development works like construction of roads, building bridges, and establishing schools. He also spearheaded the fight against oppression, sufferings, and exploitation.
During the Quit India Movement 1942, Lakshman Naik led a procession of tribal people to Maithili police station in Malkangiri district with the intention of hoisting the Congress flag on its building on the 21st of September 1942. As the police opened fire, 5 people died on the spot, while 17 people were injured. The injured Lakshman was tried for his leading role in the demonstration and was sentenced to death.
At the break of dawn on the 29th of March, Lakshman Naik gallantly marched towards the gallows in Behrampur prison. He wished his last.
If the sun is true, and so is the moon, it is then equally true that Mother India shall be independent.
Lakshman Naik was buried inside the jail compound. Though Lakshman Naik did not live to see free India,
he remained imprinted in the minds of millions of people of India as the leader of leaders. We salute the great tribal freedom fighter.
We also remember martyrs Avatar Mishra and Makhdoom Baksh from Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh, who took part in the first war of Indian independence in 1857. They fought against the Tehsildar's troops in Jaunpur on the 20th of March 1858. They were captured and hanged on the 29th of March 1858. We salute the great sons of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Well, sports news now. Cricket. In IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans defeated Lucknow Super Giants by 5 wickets at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai last night. Put into bat first, Lucknow posted 158 for the loss of 6 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Deepak Hooda made 55 off 41 balls and Ayush Badoni 54 in 41. In reply, Gujarat overhauled the target for 5 wickets in 19.4 overs with the help of Rahul Tevatia's not-out 40 off 24 balls and Hardik Pandya's 33 off 28. Today, Sunrisers Hyderabad will take on Rajasthan Royals at Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium in Pune. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi is likely to witness heat wave. The temperature will vary between 22 and 40 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 36. Chennai is likely to have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 27 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius and maximum should be around 36. Visakhapatnam will have partly cloudy sky. Hyderabad will have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of thunder and lightning. All capital cities in the northeast are going to have partly cloudy or generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain today.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. India offers its support to Lanka in economic crisis is the Hindustan Times headline. The External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is in Sri Lanka for talks with their President and Prime Minister. Bumper financial year 22, India Incorporated raised record 1.11 lakh crore rupees via IPO, says the Hindu Business Line on its front page. 95.85 crore rupees recovered from 11 crypto exchanges for GST evasion, says Financial Minister. That's the headline in the Pioneer. Almost all papers carry pictures of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars and of that of Olympic champion Neeraj Chopra receiving Padma Shri Award from President Ramnath Kovind. Una to have state's first ethno-botanical garden, says the Tribune. This park will conserve endangered and vulnerable species of plants on 26 hectares of land in Himachal Pradesh. And the Indian Express reports of Delhi temperature hitting 40 degrees Celsius and also the huge garbage mountain in Ghazipur catching fire. And finally, Zojila Tunnel in Ladakh may be ready a year ahead of September 2025 schedule, reports Economic Times.
And before we end the bulletin, here's a reminder of today's question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz. The books Vipantarar Katha and Amar Karajiban in Bengali are the first-hand accounts of the gruesome colonial atrocities perpetrated by Britishers on cellular jail inmates. Which freedom fighter wrote these 2 books? WhatsApp your response on 88265 Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And before we end the bulletin, the headlines again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Greh Pravesham of more than 5 lakh beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in Madhya Pradesh today. Prime Minister to address Matua Dharma Maha Mela 2022 in West Bengal to mark 211th birth anniversary of Sri Sri Harichand Thakur this evening. Government accords in principle approval to set up 21 Greenfield airports across the country. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath allocates portfolios to ministers, CM to look after 34 departments including Home and Vigilance. President Ramnath Kovind to felicitate winners of 3rd National Water Awards at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi today. And in IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans beat Lucknow Super Giants by 5 wickets in Mumbai. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.